Hey there, those Sci-Fi Guy fans. It's your man DT Cavman. And no, this is not a full episode of those Sci-Fi Guys. This is a DT Cavman exclusive on location, or should I say off location, doing a little traveling with the fam, enjoying time on the high seas, somewhere now in the North Atlantic. As you can see, there's people walking by, but got some nice weather going on as we head on out. But I wanted to go ahead and do a couple of quick snippets throughout the time we're not doing a regular recording. A little bonus material. First things first, when we came on last night and we checked into our room and we were looking at the amenities, one of the first things you do, you check all the faucets, check all the beds, check the TV, flip through the channel, see what it is, and I kid you not, we're flipping through, and there's an episode of Deep Space Nine on. Oh shit, one of my favorites, Apocalypse Rising, the season premiere of Season 5, where Sisko, Worf, O'Brien, and Odo go undercover as Klingons and infiltrate a Klingon ceremony because the changelings led Odo to believe that Gowron was a changeling. And this is the same episode where we learn that Martok was the one replaced by a changeling. And of course that later gets resolved later on in Purgatory Shadow and stuff, where we discover Martok is alive and well in a Dominion prison camp. And then J.G. Hertzler gets to come back for the rest of the series as the wonderful General Martok, as you all know, one of my favorites. Well, as I sit here, a little sun, a little open seas, one of the things I've been doing when I've been sitting by the pool or looking out on the water is I've taken up some reading along with a nice margarita. Always helps the Sci-Fi Guy relax. But I want to talk to you about a very special book I'm reading. It's called Fan Fiction, a memoir-inspired story by true events. Excuse me. This is Brent Spiner's semi-autobiographical fan fiction-ish novel, a memoir inspired by true events, in which Brent Spiner recounts a time during the middle seasons of The Next Generation that where he was the subject of a stalker. Now, I'm only about halfway through, which is pretty good considering we just got on the boat last night and I only just started reading it yesterday. It is hilarious, dark, and kind of interesting. He claims that the incident is not exactly true that he's written about, but it is inspired by some things that may have went on. Already halfway through, there's been appearances by almost every member of the Next Generation cast as it appears in Season 4, Season 5. Gene Roddenberry, Majel Barrett, and a cast of other colorful characters, some of which involve Star Trek conventions and employees at the Paramount lot and the quirky things that go along with the backstage stories you may or may not have heard from the Next Generation. Plus it gives some insight into Spiner's childhood, growing up as Jewish in Texas. It's a delightful read. I've enjoyed it so far. Hell, there's been times it's been laugh out loud funny. In fact, more than a few times. My family, who I share a very small cabin with, has stopped what they were doing and looked at me while I've been reading. But I hope to do a follow-up on this at the end of the trip and when I'm finished with this book. But Brent Spiner's Fan Fiction, so far so good. It is definitely worth the read. It's been good light fare for ocean-going trip. And from this one great sci-fi guy, there are a few more of these to come. Thanks all for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed this special DT Cavman on location for those sci-fi guys in the North Atlantic. Relax, have a nice one, and I'll see you on the high ground. Hey there, those sci-fi guys fans. This is DT Cavman calling again. Little snippet out of the country. I'm checking in here from the tip of the triangle. That's right, Bermuda, which, Lord knows, any sci-fi, fantasy, even horror genre with its own salts is there's always a Bermuda Triangle episode or movie, right? So here I am at the tip of the triangle. If we were to go south of the island, now you end up in the middle of it. That being said, so far nothing that weird's happened, but gotta tell you, I'm a sucker for a Bermuda Triangle mystery. Before we came out here, watched a documentary on the disappearance of Flight 19, bunch of Avenger torpedo bombers that took off in December of 1945. 5 of them disappeared. Same night, a flying boat rescue went out to look for them, disappeared. Never found exact proof of these 27 naval and marine aviators. Although it's been, they've been subject of dozens of stories and whatnot over the years, including parts of Close Encounters of the Third Kind, you know, where they find one in the desert and then they have people show up, and then you have here's a deep cut, what was once supposed to be known as Mercy Reef, but actually became a pilot for an unaired Aquaman TV series starring Justin Hartley as Arthur Curry. Oren, right? Well, he was Aquaman. So it was fascinating. Had Lou Diamond Phillips in it, Ving Rhames, Adrian Pilecki. Actually, it was pretty neat. But of course, the disappearance of Flight 19, the disappearance of the Cyclops, all sorts of stories from the Bermuda Triangle. Well, they kind of piqued the interest a little. Is there any sort of supernatural phenomenon out here? Well, this is the second time I've been out this way and haven't seen anything of it. But there's always interesting things going on. Anyway, just checking in. It's DT Cavman doing another snippet for those sci-fi guys. You guys stay classy, and we'll see you on the high ground, even in the Bermuda Triangle. Hey, greetings, those sci-fi guy fans. This is DT Cavman reporting from the bridge. So, most cruise ships actually have viewing sections of bridges, and this is no different. So, it's been kind of neat coming up here and see a little bit of them working behind, including the captain's spot. It's laid out similar to the way you'd see on Star Trek. If you look over my shoulder, at the very edge of the screen, you'll see where the captain sits. So, I don't want to go ahead and give the crew a reason to think I'm suspicious, but, you know, as a great sci-fi fan, you know, it's kind of neat. You can see him out working, looking out. We just passed a pothole a little while ago, so the guy up there who's and there's usually somebody out there with binoculars or looking at the all the radar and whatnot for everything that's out there. Make sure they're not hitting anything, not coming into any contact with any boats, or staying away from the more shallow, rockier waters. It's kind of funny. You look at the systems. It's, looks like how they based the Dreadus and Battlestar Galactica on current radar systems, and you can almost see Patrick Stewart or Avery Brooks or Kate Mulgrew or William Shatner or somebody sitting there giving directives with Spock over the background. It's kind of neat. It's a little fun. It's a nice little thing to pop up onto this and check it out. But my friends, I hope you guys are enjoying these snippets from those sci-fi guys. Yeah, even schmucks who walk by and interrupt things that have no business doing. Anyway, from those of us here, the Cavman fam, we hope that you all are enjoying yourselves. Hope you've enjoyed these snippets. I may have one more before we disembark here soon, but figured all my sci-fi fans would enjoy the bridge. I know I did, picturing standing in there commanding, which of course they do, and it's just very fun. Mrs. Cavman was like, you need to do one from the bridge. So sadly I couldn't get on the actual bridge, but the bridge viewing port worked pretty well. Hope you guys liked it, and stay tuned. I'll see you on